What is up, JG603 back with another YouTube video, owner, operator, and of course, the reigning, defending, record-breaking Cruiserweight champion here in TSW. Oh, bask in the glory. We had an absolute banger of a King of the Ring show. Money in the Bank just a few short weeks away, so things are only going to get hotter here in TSW. Let's go check out these rankings, baby. As always, we have our goodbyes, honorable mentions, all that goodness here. We got Vibe here. You know what you did, you slippery salmon, trying to steal the title of Yunk and the undefeated streak in one fell swoop. I do fear if Wall Street has its eyes on Yunk and the title, this isn't the last we've seen in that situation. Of course, Cap, which is crazy to think, Cap, Copac, DT, DD2, all off the rankings. No longer contenders for the Trios Championship. Over 100 days they've been ranked here. It's strange feeling. It hurts, really. You know what else hurts? Clap probably hurts. My man Z-Rock showing some love here, holding down the fort. Got himself a title match for his troubles. Didn't quite go his way, but appreciate you, Z-Rock, holding down the backside, watching around for me. I really appreciate that, sir. And things are only gonna get better here, as I think we have a very nice prize for you in these upcoming weeks, a little more reward for your efforts here in TSW. And last but not least, of course, big time, sir, they will have a tag team title rematch this week, main event of Thursday Throwdown. Some controversy, Charles Robinson missing a rope grab. So this week we got to find a definitive answer here. We're going Extreme Rules. We're going 2 out of 3 falls count anywhere. There will be a definitive winner. And reigning defending tag champs, of course, the Founding Fathers, now over 100 days in one reign unprecedented in TSW. But let's get into these rankings. We talked about Money in the Bank. We saw a guy qualify this week. We are talking charades here on ranked, jumping the 25 spot. Charade, someone who, you know, people be sleeping on, of course. Tough streak to start the year, 2K24, but end of the year, you know, heel turn really benefited. Multiple time hardcore champion, people will forget that. And he's looked real good in that matchup. A twist to charades and possibly charades in the bank. We're going to find out and talk about another Money in the Bank situation. We are, of course, talking one Tony. The one and only Tony title holder drops back a few spots after that loss to Mech this week, but he is in that Money in the Bank ladder match, and we could have a Tony in the Bank, which I absolutely hate so much. Thought of that it repulses me truly. But of course, Tony took a loss this week, but a win this week did find one Prodigy. Got his win over his former tag partner, Grim Reaper 603, representing, but as fates would have it, Parad's got himself title shots similar to the past. Of course, we know in his last tag feud, steel cage breakup, so to speak, Joker got the win. Joker then would challenge the hardcore champion. So I think it makes sense for Prod to follow in those footsteps, and Prod's gonna look to try to be the man to stop Yunk this week on Thursday. Huge matchup. Cannot wait to see if Prod is going to be the one behind the 13 and one for Yunk, who we know is certainly going to be highly ranked here this week. Talked about moments ago, we're talking Mecho Monster. It's a tough spot for him. Slid back 5 spots. 17-22, despite the win. Now, the only reason, you'll see later, we had 5 unranked or lower ranked competitors than Mech at 17 that have now won championships, so it's only fair to bump them up. Kind of a bad spot for Mech, but he is on a hot streak right now. Don't you forget it. Only 2 losses, and they went to Yunk and Landmark, 2 of the best in TSW. You got some high hopes for Mech. Do we have the monster in the bank? It's possible. It's possible. Now we've got Bama. We've got Miss Stoney, of course, now former women's tag champions, will have their rematch at the pay-per-view. Of course, shock debut, who we'll touch on in a little bit here, of Nuggy. Big show up there joining Jen, and we have new tag team champions in TSW. Talk about new champions. You know, chickens came home to roost, crows came home to roost, as it may be, and Dargans, the Dargantics, finally might have caught up to him here. Ched, insane victory there with the Avalanche Slam, something that I'm shocked the ring even held up for. But Dargan, huge tumble here, 10 spots, but does have that rematch clause. Will rematch Ched likely at the pay-per-view, guys, and we are talking Iron Ham rules, most falls in 20 minutes. Dargan versus Ched. Another former champion tumbled down the rankings. We're going to touch on AJ, of course. What a fight, what a match with Swanee, but what a finish as well. Swanee going for the old bull arm finish. That's quite hellacious, to be honest with you, but a win is a win. Swanee's your new Universal Champion. Of course, AJ the only 2-time in history. Could he become 3-time? He does have a rematch clause here, as of course all champions do in TSW. So AJ versus Swanee at pay-per-view, huge rematch there. Not sure the stipulation quite yet. We'll see how that card shakes out. Maybe a little low, but you look at the history, you look at recency, and you're like, there's a lot of people ahead of these people that make sense. We've got Roldy here, was unranked, jumping to 17. Of course, going to pair that with Steph here at the 16 spot. New mixed tag team champions. Going to take the week off. They will be defending at pay-per-view, though. Every title on the line, every pay-per-view. So we'll see if Steph and Roldy can start to establish these titles as the new titles to go for here in TSW. Touch on a little bit ago, we got Jen and Nuggie here. Bang, bang, new tag team champions. Love to see it. Well, I hate to see it for me, of course, the wonderful Miss JG taking the loss in that matchup. But liking what I saw from Nuggie and Jen, dominant action in the elimination style, the only two to go the whole match without getting pinned. That is impressive, ladies and gentlemen. And talk about impressive, nothing gets more impressive than what we've seen in the new congregation, the pink and black attack Rox Fenton. We're putting Fritz up top, undefeatably now up to 4-0, pulled down the championships to secure that. Excited to see what these guys have next. You know, I think the trios division is one that's forever growing and changing and adapting. Of course, as always, will defend the title at pay-per-view, as all champions do. Excited to see what trio, though, is going to step up to the congregation here and maybe put an end to their streak. Looking at a good 2-month reign by the time we get to Money in the Bank. Liking what I've seen from this group. Now, in the top 10. And this could be the most controversial top 10 we could possibly ever see. And I truly do mean that. I truly do mean that, as I think one match could just flip the entirety of the top 10. But with the way things shake out, we had some guys falling that maybe shouldn't have. I tell you what, this is where these rankings are going to get really, really interesting. And at the 10 spot, unranked, new Universal Champion. We're going to put Swanee here. I think definitely very low on these rankings, but when you look at the 9 ahead, you're like, yeah, that is somehow very reasonable. I think we are 1 week, one match away from this entire top 10 going topsy-turvy here. But at the 10 spot, of course, we touch on will be defending against AJ at pay-per-view. Not to a stipulation yet, but you better believe these guys are going to throw down AJ. Not happy with the way things went at the end of that matchup. Here at the 9 spot, talk about someone who ain't happy with the way this week went. Raw Dog. Of course, Raw, now former heavyweight champion, nearly out the top 10, hanging on by a thread, will face Boxie at Money in the Bank. We're here to confirm the stipulation will be last man standing. Raw and Boxie, we will have definitive victory here. Who will stand tall? Who will be down for the 10 count? We will find out at Money in the Bank. By the way, absolutely love this new entrance theme by Raw. Absolutely insane. And now, things start getting dicey. And this one is just one where I put him above Swanee as the new champion, because I just think this match was a little more impressive and put the end to a true tyranny, as it is Ched defeating Dargan, last man standing, avalanche slam. Ched, new BMI champion. Again, a lot of these back half of the top 10, we could maybe switch around a little bit, but the +1 is a +1, of course, regardless of where you are outside the top 5. But Dargan versus Ched, Iron Ham match at Money in the Bank. That is going to be electric. Cannot wait to see how those big daddios throw down. Talk about someone who's been throwing down. Undefeated since entering the new division. We are talking Emma Rose, the reigning, defending women's heavyweight champion. Long way to go to break the record. We're going to need a couple months, but I tell you what, this is a fighting champion, so far dominant champion. Steph maybe not full health, but that is the confidence of Steph. She says, you know what, I might have wrestled earlier, but you know what, it was a tag match. I'm going to go get my title back. Didn't work out, but let's see what's next for Emma here in TSW. I know Emma has no qualms about it. Gonna talk some shit, throw down in the ring, throw down in the chats, and I'm excited to see what is next here in this division. And now this is where things are going to get dicey here. At the 6th spot, we've got Landmark, is still tag champion, but did lose the King of the Ring final, so we had to knock a little bit off that. Plus the tag match, of course, was a little controversial, but of course a big match this week. Retaining would probably at least skip a spot here, because You can probably gather one spot above Landmark. It's going to be LBJ, the new king of TSW. Congratulations, LB. I think we're all rooting for you there. But LBJ here at the 5 spot, of course, will challenge heavyweight champion. Will it be Boxie? Will it be Raw? He said he's a patient man. He's going to wait it out. He's going to wait out these next couple weeks, see what shakes out of that title. And the first pay-per-view after Money in the Bank, guys, we are going to see LBJ versus either Raw Dog or Boxie. And either way, we win. No matter who loses, we win. You know, that kind of situation. And now up to the 4 spot. We're talking Phineas and Herb, and this might be a bit of a surprising jump here from 7 up to the 4, but I think this says more to who went down than who goes up in this situation. Finn has been unbelievable. Hasn't lost a truly huge matchup in a while outside, of course, the King Ring first round with Mech. Finn has been dominant, has been fantastic in this tag team. So excited to see what goes on with these tag titles. Big Time and Sir, is it their time to shine? Is it time for the Founding Fathers to say goodbye to these belts? We're going to find out in just 1 week. Of course, main event, 2 out of 3 falls. See what happens. The top 3, where will it shake out? You know, I think the top 2 has been the same for a couple weeks now. I think this 3rd spot is where the intrigue might be. Is it enough? Not quite yet, but much respect. We're talking Boxie here. The +2 in the 3 spot here jumps up to 7 too. It's a big jump here. 7 spot 10 to 3 here. Of course, Boxie, your new heavyweight champion, is going to be defending in a couple weeks' time, as we talked about. Last man standing, who will quit, so to speak. Cannot wait to see what goes down in that contest. But I tell you what, Boxie's been so impressive. Longest hardcore reign in history. Longest universal reign in history. And now he's got this strap in his hands. Is history going to repeat itself a 3rd time? Or will Raw Dog be the first ever 2-time heavyweight champion? We will know soon. But what we do know, you probably gather the top 2. They've been the same for a little bit. Was it enough this week to flop them? I tell you what, it absolutely was. JG no longer number 1. I gotta seed this one. Great match this week. A bit of a surprise, of course. Maybe thought I'd be facing Clap. A little bit of swerve. Shout out Z-Rock on taking out the Clap dad. I don't mind that one bit. Take that dastardly demon out of my situation, you know. Cleanse his souls as you may be. But it's only fair, after that gauntlet performance number 1, it's got to be Yunk. It has got to be Yunk right now. He's been that dude. He's been that dude for a bit. I think he's been scratching clawing at that 1 for a bit, but it's official. He's number 1 in the rankings. He's 13-0. He's got a +3 attribute boost. This is going to get ugly right now. I want to give Yunk fair matches. I don't want to, you know, say what you will, Boxie, to get a bad end of the stick back in the day with the Rumble, you know, of course, the Dargan 3 entry, I really want to give Young some fair shots here. I'm not going to stack the deck that hard, but you better believe we're going to start throwing some major challenges. We know this week, we talked earlier, we're going to get Prod versus Young one-on-one. Win, lose, or draw? I think it's about time Young steps back in the chamber. Let's do it, baby. We got Money in the Bank qualifiers. So the chamber match itself, I'm going to have to try to kind of select, I'll be honest with you here, guys, but of course, Prod wins. He enters chamber as champion. Yunk retains. He will defend that belt in the chamber at Money in the Bank. So this Money in the Bank card is absolutely loaded if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Of course, we've got the title Money in the Bank match. We've got Raw versus Boxie. We're going to have Yunk inside Elimination Chamber. JG, of course, going to defend the Cruiserweight Championship. Not quite sure who's going to turn their heads you boys' way, but you better believe somebody's always looking to cause some trouble here for old JG. Of course, we got the tag titles, the trios, the mixed, every title, up to 9, 10 titles. It's a lot of titles, but I tell you what, they're all ever so important here in TSW. We'll appreciate y'all for coming through. As always, make sure to like, comment, scroll, note, building, activate, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Woo. Appreciate you. Bye.